Hey everyone, John Mendes here with an important message for you. Living in this pandemic era, it's always great to remind others, especially when out grocery shopping, that it's 6 feet, not 6 inches. So back the fuck up. Thank you. Hey everyone, John Mendes here, aka SlowpokeFelitos. Welcome you guys back in open arms to another episode of the Monday Nyquil podcast show. I'm your host, John Mendes, but now going to be referred to and now known to be as SlowpokeFelitos because I've captured something like a lightning in a bottle with this whole Twitch streaming service. And for those of you who are not familiar or are not aware what Twitch is, it's basically an application where you go over to see people play video games live, or it might not even be just video games. It could be people just talking like how you listen to me right now, or DJing, or even like just having like cooking tutorials or whatnot. The possibilities are endless, which is pretty crazy. And just me wanting to come back here after being on a podcast, like a guest host in a podcast episode with Music Monday Marcus over on SoundCloud, about celebrating the 20th anniversary of Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory album. And just hearing that playback, that episode, and then the fact that like when I was recording it, it literally was only for an hour and a half of talking, but it flew by within minutes. And I was like kind of grasping for more time to talk. And I was thinking to myself and reminded myself, dude, you have a podcast show. What's the holdup? Where you been at? Why are you slacking off? It's because Twitch has been taking sort of my time away from gaining my confidence back. Because if you can recall the last episode, which was the road to 100K over on TikTok, I did a brief mention about how I was sort of losing focus of like me finding that motivation, that kind of, because it was really stressful to record podcast shows. Because what happens is I would actually shoot different takes, and then actually go over to the editing booth and actually edit piece by piece by piece on everything that I did not like. Whether it's too much uhs, too much I's, too much long pauses. Like right now, just the that would trigger me. And I'd have to go back to the editing, the application, just to actually take some stuff out. So I could be recording for like, give or take an hour or two. It would take me 3 hours to edit just so I could put out like a 10-minute episode. I would really want to have an episode out by Monday, fitting the Monday Nyquil podcast title. I was juggling 2 jobs during the whole podcast sessions because I would have 2 days in a row back to back off from my first job, and for my second job, I would have to have some time early in the morning just to record one day, and then hopefully edit everything by the next day. But it never ended up working out. It would always have to be on that second day, try to either re-record because it did not like anything that came out of the audio, or just edit every single little nitpicking up until leading up to that Monday. So probably uploading it on Sunday evening. And that was really stressful. So the thing with Twitch, just coming full circle, guys, is that with Twitch, when you go live, you basically have to stay on your toes. You have to improvise and keep your followers' attention span. I believe within a month span, starting in September, when I actually started taking things seriously, where I bought an actual PC. Mind you, this PC that I bought, this computer, I paid maybe $150 a used computer. And apparently the owner did say that this would not run a streaming service. Like I would not be able to play games like Fortnite or Call of Duty, nothing. But to my surprise, it actually could. It was able to play any of these games, but like to a certain quality, 480p. For those of you that aren't tech savvy, it's not HD, but still the quality is still pretty nice. Because not only do I play video games on the side with this, but I actually do wrestling commentary on Wednesdays. So implementing those 2 services that I do for Twitch onto this computer, it can barely just the bare minimum without having to like overheat or crash. So I'm keeping it that way. I'm very blessed and very fortunate for the month of September. And within just that 1 month, I managed to gain 139 followers, 4 subscribers, and a 50-cent donations, which is pretty cool. I mean, like, people taking the time and liberty to donate you money and or like even subscribe to your content and stuff is really humbling, because it goes to show that I'm doing something right here. I must be doing something right. Knowing, like, for example, for the wrestling shows I host on Wednesday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on Twitch. What I do is I do live commentary. So I watch wrestling and have people watch me watch wrestling. Inception. It's Inception shit. So it's just really cool because I show the passion, the love for professional wrestling. Like, I know it's not meant for everybody, and people do still think to this day, like, oh yeah, it's fake, it's predetermined, but like the maneuvers that they do, it's not ballet. Yeah, it's acrobatics and stuff like that, and high flying maneuvers, but people can get hurt on the spot. There was a guy who was climbing up the rafters, and they were setting up 2 tables on the concrete floor. The 2 guys that fell off this ladder, one of them landed perfectly on the 2 tables. Meanwhile, the other guy only made it to one half of his body hitting the table. Meanwhile, the rest of like the upper neck and the back of the skull of this other wrestler hit the concrete floor. And for 45 seconds, this man was unconscious. This man was in La La Land. He did not know where the hell he was. The referee was trying to call off the match, and they continued for the sake of entertainment. And that, to me, one, it's scary. That's pretty stupid for that wrestler to continue. But just the fact that these wrestlers, they have this is their art form, a way of expressing, like, oh, you know what, these people really depend on losing 2 hours of their time to invest in story arcs, to invest in like in a TV drama. So I do those on Wednesdays, and for Thursday mornings, I tend to wake people up with these what's called a 9 a.m. alarm clock session, where I basically wake people up at 9 a.m. because when I go live, it gives people alerts like, hey, come check out SlowpokeFelitos. He's on right now. So what I do is I'll wake people up at exactly 9 a.m. on the dot. And people can just gather around and come through and say hello or go on about their day, because like maybe you missed your alarm clock, or maybe you just need a reminder or a kick in the ass to get the day started. But before you do, stop by and say hello. So within a month span, just focusing on every Wednesdays and Thursdays and going live on Twitch. Not only that, but actually focusing over on Instagram, where and this is actually recommended by my girlfriend, by the way. She's very helpful on this, where I take 30 minutes within my morning's time, like when I wake up, or maybe sometime in the evening. I'll take about 30 minutes to actually just focus on going over to Twitch hashtags. So like if I go to Twitch stream or Twitch gamer, those hashtags, going over to like the least commented or least followed or least liked profiles, and just to leave a comment or two, maybe a like, just to hype people's day, because that one comment or two or even a like will make someone's day. And maybe about 80% of the time you'll get a like back or a commented back, and about 20% of the time you will actually end up getting either a follow on either Instagram, Twitch, or maybe hopefully both. And so just doing that really benefited on grabbing people's attention to come back and check me out for more. And like I was mentioning, with Twitch, it's more, since you're live, you have to stay on your toes and like improvise and stuff. Because sometimes you might have technical difficulties where the Wi-Fi cuts out, or like the audio isn't playing, or maybe the screen goes to black or some shit, and you got to improvise. And so I guess with my comedic timing and just my genuine fact that I'm really upfront and very forward, especially with like getting compliments from like with my coworkers, where they literally put me to the side and just to say like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing. You seem like you're knowing what you're talking about. You have the passion, and like your comedy is very timing. You're very witty and stuff like that. And just that in-person interaction, or even like on like direct messages from Instagram, like, oh, like your stories on Instagram, for example, they're very hilarious. Or like the Instagram stories where they'll take maybe about 15 seconds to try to, come up on the fly to something creative to get people to tune in for your shows is worth the time investment for me. Because like, just to know that for sure people are actually tuning in, they're actually paying attention, and that people are liking what they're seeing. That they're telling their friends, and they're telling their families and stuff like that. Heck, if you don't even have the app, just to tune in on the actual website, it's fine. And it's all about just getting an audience. Because for me, I've always been wanting that for the longest time with this podcast. taking this very seriously. And with Twitch, because of how much in a month span things like the numbers have jumped up, like I'm already at 139 followers. It's freaking insane. And I'm basically actually just running with it and seeing where things go. So I'm actually putting in investment time, and it kind of, how would I say it? It kind of also has me on the fence of like, if I am putting way too much attention to this, if it's going to be a good payoff or not. Because when I first started this Twitch thing, it was basically going to be just a hobby of choice, because, you know, what better way than to relieve some stress and to use this as a stress reliever than to play video games on my downtime. And if I'm already talking to myself, like giving genuine reactions of like, oh, when I die, I'm like yelling out profanity, or like if I'm getting shot at in like Call of Duty, for example, if I'm getting shot at, I want people to like just see me like try to dodge bullets with my body, thinking that it's going to help me dodge bullets in the game. So there's just those genuine reactions are things that I wanted others to see, and even like jump scares. Like the one time I played for the very first time not that long ago, I played a game where I had my headphones on and the lights are off, and I'm never doing that again, because that to this day has scarred me. Like I shit you not. Like I get kind of jumpy, and coming from a horror fanatic. Like I love horror movies, and jump scares are nothing to me now because they're very predictable. But when it came to this game, playing the headphones on with them, it fucked me up pretty bad. So still feeling kind of jumpy. I'm never doing that again. Just the fact that the people are watching that and like get a genuine laugh, I'm down for that. Like if I'm easily being able to laugh at myself for stuff that like genuinely cracks me up, I'm pretty sure everyone would want to get a taste of that too as well. So that's why I do this for Twitch and for as a hobby of choice, because I feel like that's a lost art. Where in a time era where we're just Netflix and chilling, you know, you need something else. You know, when you're asking, oh, hey, what do you do for a hobby, or what do you do on the side? Oh, I don't know, watch TV shows, and it can get kind of redundant. So with playing video games and like just being able to not only that too, but watch wrestling, have people watch me watch wrestling out of curiosity, just to take a peek on like what I do on this Twitch on this Twitch app. But it's paying off. And already in the month of October, like just being able to get asked to collaborate with other people, like, let me see, on the top of my head, I don't want to basically forget about anybody, but just from the top of my head, I like to thank, Trevor, Mad Kai, Delco Dad, Sweet Yams, Cotton Candy, and I know, C Gamer 2, and Freshly Squeeze, and Lovely Lonjas, baby. Just to name those like a few. I know there's a lot more that I'm probably missing out, but yeah, just these people that gravitate and come back for content and just leave comments and appreciate what I do. Just the success of that and being able to bring joy to people and just get genuine reactions out of me and from the followers makes me really happy and very fortunate to have this audience. And whenever I go live, like it might even be just maybe one or two people, or at the most maybe, I think I got like 10 people watching me at the same time, like live at one point. But to me, it really all that matters is that I'm actually just spreading some genuine laughter for people, or content at least for people to just stick around and just enjoy it. Like I really do appreciate that very, very fucking much, because I never knew this was going to take off the way it did. And within a month span, getting Twitch affiliated, and there's a lot more to go for sure. There's still a lot more for me to work on. Just very tech savvy stuff. The game changer of this leading up to the month of November now, since this is just going to be I believe the only episode that might be available for the month of October. But don't quote me on that, because again, I've been away for 5 months and I had no idea I was just going to get up one night and figure, you know, I'm going to fucking record this and do this on a one shot. And here I am. So to really put things in perspective with this whole Twitch scenario that I've gotten myself into, I'm really loving where this is going. I'm really loving my followers. I'm really loving just the much appreciation of like people coming through and showing their love and support, whether it's just leaving a like or a comment on Instagram or following me on other social medias and such. The link is in my Instagram, by the way. It leads to all social medias, to Discord, Instagram, SoundCloud, you name it. Just for people that are asking for more, which is great. So I could sit here recording this podcast episode, looking my microphone straight in the eyes, even though it doesn't have any eyes, but it's just looking at it and not fearing that I'm going to be messing up. Like, it's okay to mess up. It's okay to have technical errors. At the end of the day, this is meant to be to just have fun. And if I'm not having fun with Twitch, how the fuck am I going to be having fun here recording this podcast for you guys, this episode? I'm going to be bringing more content to you guys as much as I can, especially now that I found it more easier and calmer to actually record a podcast episode to recap basically where the hell I've been at for the past 5 months. At the end of the day, this is my hobby of choice, and I'm very thankful to be doing this for you guys. So, in conclusion, guys, I will be sticking around for quite a while. Yes, a while. To be putting out episodes on Twitch for every Wednesdays, of course. You can tune in at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for AEW live reactions. I do these every Wednesday nights, or evenings, I should say, for 2 hours. Just have you guys watch me watch wrestling. And as for Thursday nights, I have these 9 a.m. alarm clock sessions for you guys. So just in case you guys missed your alarm clock, or, you need a reminder of such, or you just want to tune in and see me play some video games, I'll be there for you guys Thursday mornings. As for the Monday Nyquil podcast show, this is one of many more to come. I was very honored and glad to be a part of that Music Monday Marcus episode show, and to give me that confidence. So thank you, Marcus, if you're listening. Thank you so much for giving me this confidence back as well, to have it so easy to just sit down and record and not having really to worry about like editing much, because I gotta shoot from the heart. I gotta shoot from what I really feel like and what comes to mind, because if I can improvise on Twitch, standing on my toes, I can do this too as well with just looking at the microphone. And heck, even if I have to have the camera on just to look at myself, almost, down to my chonies, like, it doesn't matter. As long as I can talk to you guys here on this microphone, it should be no problem. So, with that being said, guys, hit me up on Instagram. I changed all my social media stuff to SlowpokeFelitos now. So, except for on YouTube. On YouTube and I think on SoundCloud, I'll still stick around as John Mendez, because I think that's just my personal me time, and hopefully for you guys that want more than just, excuse me, I hit the microphone, that want just more than just SlowpokeFelitos. I had to switch up the names because people were getting confused of like, hey, so you're John Mendez or SlowpokeFelitos? And it was crazy because by the time I actually switched up the names from John Mendez to SlowpokeFelitos, especially on Instagram, I can't really tell you how many times some people DM me about like, wait, so you're SlowpokeFelitos? Whoa! It's just like, yeah, man. So finally, over on Instagram and I think on TikTok. Yes, on TikTok, I am now known as SlowpokeFelitos. On YouTube and SoundCloud, I will be still be known as John Mendez. So it'll be Hey Yo John Mendez. So in case you need to search something up, I hope it's not too confusing. If anything, if my link tree over on Instagram on my bio has everything, so nobody should be getting lost, or hit me up. It's fine, totally fine. DM me. Just don't hit me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I'll probably be asleep. Because I have 6 a.m. shifts and I need my Mimi's time. I need my sleepy time. So, other than that, guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in for this Monday Nyquil podcast show. I usually, back in 5 months ago, I was hosting these episodes every Monday night, because the point of the show is to either entertain you as much as I can, or as the title suggests, put your asses to sleep. So hopefully you guys stuck around for this whole episode session, and I'll leave it at that. So thank you so much for the love and support once again. I am back to be doing these podcast episodes, hopefully on the fly, hopefully with nothing to be stressed about. Hopefully that, I know I'm still kind of, my palms are still kind of sweaty because of just the nerves kicking in and just, a little bit rusty. But the fact that I'm able just to sit here with this microphone in me and practically just my underwear and just be calm and just to think on the fly, which is so awesome. So once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I've been SlowpokeFelitos, formerly known as John Mendez. Catch me on Instagram, TikTok, and other social media platforms. I'll catch you guys on the next episode of the Monday Nyquil podcast show. Adios!